Joining me in the key is Adam Wedlake, Basketball Manitoba Executive Director. Adam, it looks like beautiful weather out there. I saw some chains, saw some basketballs. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's we're getting close. We had some great news last week, but it's nice to see the nice weather come back. Get some outdoor ball going. I saw the same in my neighborhood. I was just outside earlier today. A beautiful day out there. Hopefully this weather sticks and we have a nice long dry spring to make up for kind of a dark winter we've had.
So, Adam, we've got some great news, like you said last week. The code red is still in effect, but it's got a bit of a hue, more moving red into yellow. Give me some details on what can happen with the sport of basketball, both indoors and outdoors upcoming.
Yeah, just last Friday, just like all the other health orders that affect other parts of society, indoor sport took a fairly large step forward, actually more than we were anticipating earlier in the week. Even what the province usually floats a few balloons and says this is what to expect. What do you think? Changes are coming, and we basically went from what we were calling a phase 0.5, which is a thing, so very limited, even more limited than we had last summer. So we went from one-on-one basketball training, which is one coach, one player in the gym, which you can imagine is pretty limited. You can do something, so it's better than nothing. But we went from that to allowing up to 10 players in the gym at once to practice and scrimmage at the 3x3 half-court level overnight. So it's went from one to 10 kids or players with a few more coaches and a lot less strings attached. So it's exciting. Obviously, still cautious. It's still not 100%, but we're sort of just now starting to grasp this in our throughout our organization and through our member groups to see how and where and when we can start seeing some actual programming come out of this.
So with this being mentioned, and we're at that 0.5, and we're starting to move into more players on the court at one time, we're also kind of calling it March Madness, because it is March Madness. We won't get into the tournament because that's going to look completely different. I know it's just south of the border, but for us, March break kind of brings across more camps, more opportunity to get involved, a little more leeway time because the kids aren't in school per se. But what kind of camps do we have upcoming here for the spring break so that we can start seeing, more involvement and more participation on the court?
Well, yeah, that's now that we know. Again, we're probably this is our first sort of full working day of grasping what's happening under the new orders. So Basketball Manitoba will be running our annual traditional basketball spring break camp with some restrictions, of course. Where we usually cap the number of kids in a single gym at about 20 to 24. We're going to be limited to 10, so that is still considerably less, but we still want to get out there and get active with the kids because a lot have been quite inactive, and they've been doing some stuff on their own, and there's a lot of virtual training and pieces, and it's good. Obviously better than nothing. However, you really can't replace that in-person experience. That sport is. It's not a virtual experience. It's an in-person, real time to be on the court. So we're looking forward to that. We'll have some details out on that on our website later this week. We are anticipating a lot of our other member clubs and leagues to offer some similar experiences as well. So as that gets set, that'll be sort of the central place to find all that. Will be on our website, which I know you always plug that at the end, but it's basketballmanitoba.ca.
No doubt. I understand totally how this announcement has given things the sort of green light to push ahead and get these camps together. What type of planning has really been taken into account here, Adam, over the last couple of months prior to this announcement to make sure that you are kind of moving in fast break speed here to see camps moving when we have this more time on our hands in a couple of weeks?
Well, that's been really the challenge of this whole time we've all been dealing with, is really understanding and anticipating changes. And sometimes you may think that the changes will come in the next health orders, and sometimes you're disappointed, but you also still understand why. But it's still a disappointment to know that you've got another 2-3+ weeks to wait and see. So, but I guess that's one thing we've learned, is to expect the unexpected over this last year and just be ready. So it's things like making sure that your facilities are there. Of course, it's easy to say on paper that, okay, you can come back and do all this and this. It's still a challenge for sure. Like if you look at most of the gyms around Manitoba are school-based, and for the most part, unless it's a school-based basketball program, which those have unfortunately no high school or no junior high basketball teams were formally created this year. Right now, we would be right in the peak of the local March Madness, which we would be seeing basketball championships at all levels happening as we speak. Unfortunately, none of that happened, and none of that's going to happen for this current season. But still, the challenge for sure is still to find facilities that you can get into, and just because 12:01 the clock strikes whatever on to relax these restrictions, it doesn't happen overnight. It does take some time to get places ready, get places safe and prepared to take on some people, especially after being going dark really since November. It's going to take a little bit more time to get that information set and out. But yeah, ultimately, once you have a facility and you can get your coaches, everybody's eager. So there's definitely no shortage of people being keen and eager. That's the easy part. It's just a matter of doing it in a safe way.
Lots of great players involved. Lots of volunteers are needed still. So once that programming comes about, basketballmanitoba.ca to check out their website for what the needs are and when those camps are going to be. Today, Adam, is a very special day all over the world. It's International Women's Day. We've got some wonderful, tremendous females all over this world promoting not just basketball, but sports throughout. The Nurse family, for one, I can think of is most prominent when it comes to basketball. What other events or what other programming has been put together with this initiative, with not just Basketball Manitoba, but Basketball Canada?
That's right. Today is International Women's Day, and part of that, Canada Basketball, their first time in doing this, which is great to see, in partnership with all the provincial bodies like ourselves, is putting on what's being called Women in Basketball Month. It tips off today in conjunction with the International Women's Day, but it doesn't. It does run all month, and it does have a number of online educational and informational sessions about promoting the sports and getting more and more female athletes involved and engaged in the sports throughout their lives, and then the transition from, say, player into a coach. There's a number of sessions. It's sort of going in different theme weeks. This week, sort of a focus on player development and experiences. Next week is on the coaching side, and the following week is on the official side. And there's some other themes and topics that are sort of sprinkled through. So it's all online, so anybody can join. It's $25 to join for the month, and there's there's a good couple dozen different sessions scattered, mostly in the evenings and some on weekends. So they're usually favorable to people that are, say, in school or at work still. What I'm going to offer is, if anybody who wants to attend this, I've got 5 free passes. The best is, we'll say, the first 5 that email me. My email address is adam@basketballmanitoba.ca, and just mention ASTV in your message to me, and I'll get you a free pass, and I'll follow up with you on how to join. So it'll knock away the price. So I got 5 of them. It does start tonight, but you can still sign up. Even if you miss a session or 2, you can still sign up throughout the month. So, but it's a great month to celebrate a huge component of our sport. However, it's addressing things of equality and focus, and ensuring that a female who's, say, 5 years old or 105, anybody who wants to get involved with our sport, here's I guess a more focused attempt to ensure that everybody is felt in a welcome environment, and there's no barriers to get or stay involved in the sport that we all love.
Truly, the barriers are coming down. Diversity is growing rampant for all good reasons aside. Adam's email address is below there, adam@basketballmanitoba.ca. And of course, you can check out basketballmanitoba.ca for all of the upcoming camps. As Adam mentioned, the first 5 that comment and say ASTV along with that email to him, get a free pass to this, which is fantastic news. Thanks, Adam, for doing that so much. And I'm sure, or I hope, that those passes go quicker than normal. And as well, some great programming there involving not only Basketball Manitoba and their initiatives, but Basketball Canada. Any last words, Adam, before I let you go on this beautiful fine day? I know you got to go get your exercise, your 60 minutes for the day.
Yeah, for sure. Even if as the restrictions are still a little bit in place, get out and play. We've got on our website a growing map of, I think there's about 200 outdoor courts now. We've got full details on our website that you can go and find. The weather's getting better every day. Get out, even if you got to bring a shovel with you and get that last little bit of snow off the court. Get out, enjoy the game. The outdoor game is one of the beautiful parts of basketball. You don't really need anybody. You can go out there by yourself with a ball and a hoop, and you're set. But bring out some friends. Get out there. Still stay safe. Follow the rules of the health safetiness. But overall, it's there's less and less restrictions out there, especially playing outdoor ball. Get out and enjoy it.
Adam Wedlake, Executive Director, Basketball Manitoba. Thanks for joining me this fine month. Look forward to seeing some more updates and that red turning into more of a hue of yellow and green, perhaps, and seeing more participants out there. Thanks again. Have yourself a great rest of the day, Adam.
You as well, Theo. Good talking to you. We'll talk to you soon.